Have you ever wondered why life's challenges seem so daunting? Well, it's all about perception. Picture this. You're in a maze, and the walls are towering above you. The path is winding, complex, and seemingly endless. But what if you could rise above it all? See the entirety of the maze from a bird's eye view. Suddenly the path isn't so intimidating. It's just a series of turns, decisions, and lessons. That's precisely what we're going to do today. Rise above the maze of life's challenges. Life, much like that maze, can feel like a series of insurmountable obstacles. But what if I told you that the size and intensity of these challenges are often magnified by our own perceptions? You see, our perspective can shape our experience more than the actual events themselves. A small hurdle can be seen as a mountain, and a mountain can be seen as a small hurdle. It all depends on how we view it. The good news is, we can change our perspective. It's not easy, but it's possible. And when we do, we can navigate life's challenges more effectively. We can learn to see them not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones towards growth, resilience, and self-improvement. Today, we're going to explore 5 cold truths about life. These aren't easy to swallow, but understanding and accepting them can help us thrive in the face of adversity. They can help us rise above the maze and see the path for what it really is. A journey of exploration, learning, and growth. From understanding that the world is not against you, to recognizing the importance of changing your narrative for growth, these truths can provide a fresh perspective on life's challenges. They can help us see the value in our knowledge, the necessity of loss for gain, and remind us that we have the power to choose our own reality. So, are you ready to rise above the maze, to see life's challenges from a bird's eye view and navigate them with a newfound understanding? Let's dive into these 5 cold truths that can help us win in life. Truth number 1, the world is not against you. Now, it may sometimes feel like the world is playing some cruel game, stacking the odds against you and setting you up for failure. But here's the thing, it's not. The world is not your enemy. It's not some malevolent force conspiring to bring you down. It's an arena, a platform where you learn, grow, and evolve. Consider this. When you trip over a stone, do you blame the stone or the path? Do you believe that they conspired to make you fall? Of course not. You understand that it's just a part of the journey, a moment to learn and be more cautious in the future. Similarly, life's challenges aren't personal attacks. They're stepping stones, lessons wrapped in hardships, designed to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Let's look at some real-life examples. Take any successful person you admire, be it an athlete, an entrepreneur, a scientist, or an artist. Did they reach their pinnacle without stumbling? No. They faced obstacles, setbacks, disappointments, but they didn't view these as the world turning against them. Instead, they saw them as opportunities to learn, to grow, to improve, and that's what set them apart. That's what led them to success. It's this shift in perspective, this reframing of challenges that can make all the difference. When you stop seeing the world as a battlefield, you begin to see it as a training ground. You stop playing defense and start seeking growth. You stop running from challenges and start embracing them. And that's the beauty of it. When you change your perspective, you change your experience. The world is the same, the challenges are the same, but you are not. You are stronger, more resilient, more prepared. So, the next time you face a hurdle, remember this truth. The world is not against you. It's not your enemy, but your teacher. It's not here to break you, but to build you. When you stop seeing the world as an enemy, you open up endless possibilities. Truth number 2, to gain, you must lose. It's a paradox, isn't it? But let's delve a little deeper. Imagine a gardener pruning a tree. It might seem cruel cutting off those branches, but it's done to ensure the tree's future growth. It's the same with us. Sometimes we need to let go of things, habits, even people that no longer serve our growth. Think about the athlete who sacrifices leisure time to train, the artist who endures criticism to perfect their craft, the entrepreneur who risks financial security to chase a dream. They all understand this truth. To reach greater heights, you must be willing to lose something. It's not about glorifying suffering. It's about understanding that loss is not always a negative thing. It can be the catalyst that propels you towards your goals. So, remember this. Loss is a stepping stone to gain, not a setback. Truth number 3, change your narrative and environment for growth. Let's dive into the core of personal evolution, the ability to change. Our lives are shaped by the stories we tell ourselves. These narratives define our world, who we are, and how we interact with it. But here's a cold truth sometimes. These narratives limit us. They keep us in our comfort zones, away from the vast ocean of possibilities. Imagine a man who views himself as a terrible public speaker. He avoids every opportunity to speak in public, reinforcing his narrative of incompetence. But one day, he decides to change his narrative. He starts telling himself, "I am a learner. I can improve." He seeks opportunities to speak, learns from his mistakes, and gradually, his fear subsides. His narrative changes, and so does his reality. But changing your narrative isn't enough. You also need to alter your environment. Your surroundings, the people you interact with, the places you visit, they all influence your thoughts, your behavior, and ultimately your growth. Imagine an artist living in a dull, uninspiring town. She finds it hard to create, her environment stifling her creativity. So she moves to a vibrant city filled with art and culture. This new environment stimulates her creativity, inspiring her to create masterpieces she never thought possible. Just like the man and the artist, you too can change your narrative and environment. Start by recognizing the limiting narratives you've created for yourself. Challenge them, change them. Then look at your environment. Is it conducive to your growth? If not, change it. It could be as simple as decluttering your workspace, or as significant as moving to a new city. Remember, change is not an enemy. It's a friend, a guide leading you towards growth. Embrace it, welcome it, because only by stepping out of your comfort zone, by rewriting your narrative and altering your environment, can you truly grow. Growth begins with change, not comfort. Truth number 4, you choose your own reality. This might be hard to believe considering the many external influences that seem to shape our lives. But when you peel back the layers, you realize that your thoughts and beliefs are the architects of your existence. Think of a time when you were convinced something would go wrong, and it did. Was it coincidence? Perhaps not. Our thoughts have energy, and negative thoughts can manifest as negative outcomes. On the flip side, picture a time when you were brimming with positivity, and good things just seemed to flow your way. That's the power of positive thinking and mindset. Every day, we're making choices that shape our reality. Whether it's choosing to see the glass half full, deciding to tackle a challenge head-on, or simply choosing to smile in the face of adversity, we're creating our own narrative. Your reality is as wonderful or as miserable as you make it. And finally, truth number 5, your knowledge has value. We often underestimate the power of what we know. Every piece of information you've gathered, every skill you've honed, every experience you've lived through, it all accumulates into a wealth of knowledge unique to you. Think about it this way. The knowledge you possess is like a unique key. This key can unlock doors to opportunities, solutions, and advancements that others may not have access to. Consider a gardener who knows the perfect time to plant each seed, or a chef who can bring out the most exquisite flavors from simple ingredients. Their knowledge is their currency, their power. It's what sets them apart in their field, and it's what can set you apart in yours. So, never belittle what you know. Never shy away from learning more. Embrace the fact that your knowledge has immense value. Because in the grand scheme of life, your knowledge is your power. Value it. In conclusion, understanding these 5 truths can significantly shape your life experience. First, remember that the world is not against you. It's a neutral stage where your actions dictate the outcomes. Second, to gain, you must lose. This is the essence of growth, the process of shedding old ways to make room for new. Third, the importance of changing your narrative and environment for growth cannot be overstated. It's like pruning a plant for better growth. Fourth, remember that you choose your own reality. Your perception paints your world, and it's entirely within your control. Lastly, never underestimate the value of your knowledge. It's a unique asset that you own, a treasure that no one can take away. These truths are not just statements but powerful tools. When embraced and applied, they can transform your life. You hold the power to win in life. Embrace these truths and see the difference.